Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be the MSL round of 16 match between Flash and Hwasin, and it should be an interesting one. I'm hoping it's an interesting one, and it's going to be on Loki II. Flash is up 1-0. It looks like Hwasin is starting in the bottom left-hand corner in white. Flash is in the upper right-hand corner in red. Again, Loki II, you've got that protected secondary and the natural secondary unprotected, so creates some interesting long-game battles because you've got those two expansions automatically. Dropship action also could come into play here. We'll see. Really fast. I know this is out later than usual, and honestly the next couple games will also be out later than usual. I'm just uploading this as kind of a quick primer for you guys to let you know that I have not abandoned you guys. These will be getting out, but right now it's kind of me against the onslaught of games that are coming through. I was going to have Cyreaver help me out, but he unfortunately has a cold, sore throat and whatnot. Mole Trap is out. Klazart is, I believe, preoccupied, and yeah, I haven't been able to get a hold of Rise. You can check all those guys out, of course, at sc2gg.com. If you're thinking about commentating yourself, please, we need a lot more commentators, is really what it comes down to. Even if you think you suck, honestly, I say try it, and then if you enjoy it and you think it's a lot of fun, then keep doing it and get better at it. And because honestly, I think even if you're absolutely horrid at StarCraft like I am, you can at least commentate and make it entertaining for people. Especially if you're awesome like Rise or Klazart or Mole or me. I just enjoy doing this, and I think that carries over into the games themselves. And right now you can tell, and a little lower energy than normal, of course. I'll try to pick it up for you. Otherwise, if you're in the United States and tomorrow's election day for you as far as the primaries go vote. Everybody go vote. I'm going to encourage everyone to vote. I'm not telling you how I'm going to vote, but really go rock the vote, guys. Get the demographic 18 through 35. I don't think anyone above that age group is listening to this, most likely. But anyway, yeah, go vote. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, these I've already actually got two other games. I've got a duel between Combat and I on Savior C, and as well also Yellow versus Much did two duels with Combat. I'm probably going to upload those tomorrow though, or maybe the day after that. I'm not sure, simply because it takes a little bit more time to kind of line things up. This was just a quick and easy one, so you guys know what was going on. We will be getting all the games out. I just don't know how quickly they're going to be. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the storm of all the games. So it's going to slow down a little bit. Hope that doesn't upset you too much. But the games will be coming, so do not fear, do not panic. So it looks like Hwasin getting a fairly is going to end up getting the scout on Flash. Let me talk about the other games that happened a bit. And Factory going down for Flash, so Flash doing the standard. So interesting build though, not blocking off his front door, building very close to his main. Interesting. And blocking off that scout from Hwasin, he's actually going to be able to get a vulture out, and probably going to be able to pick off that SCV without giving any information to Hwasin. I'm sorry, he's going to bring up the Marine and do so. So basically, Hwasin's going to be completely in the dark. Flash absolutely dominated the first game. Factory also going up for Hwasin. Hwasin basically in a mirror build. Absolutely dominant. He just really controlled the pace of the game all the way through. Hwasin trying to get in that gap, going to see if he can block it. We'll see if he managed to get that that SCV all the way through. Honestly, I'm not sure. I think he was a little bit low on health with that SCV. No, yeah, he's just going to run all the way back, because you can see the health of the SCV. He just can't stop and block it and expect his SCV to survive. Hwasin, in the meantime, taking his secondary, pulling out a Marine to block. Unfortunately, Flash getting that information, he knows that secondary is going up, and he's got to assume that the timing on that secondary, that he's going to be facing a single factory. Flash, in the meantime, so Flash has a slight informational advantage, but really that can play everything. Flash knows how to react to Hwasin, where Hwasin is mostly in the dark when it comes to against Flash. He's going to have to wait for his barracks to move out there. Flash, in the meantime, getting down his machine shop, probably going to upgrade Siege and go from there. He might decide to go with a Vulture Rasp, but usually when you take a fast expansion, you want to get down Siege Tech first, just so you can camp some Siege Tanks on that ridge and protect it. Anyway, but yeah, Flash just absolutely dominated Game 1, made Hwasin not look silly, but definitely made Hwasin look like the inferior player. He definitely deserved to win that match. Looks like Hwasin's also following suit. Barracks passing in the night. That was terrible. Sorry. I apologize for the ears of all the people listening. Command Center almost up for both players at the point. Single Marine, no Vulture out for Hwasin in the meantime. I guess just going to rely on the fact that I guess he just assumed the fact that he didn't already see an expansion up, and that there's that front door block that he was facing some sort of factory build, and just going to rely on the fact that there's no way, even if Flash did go 2 factories, that if he was pushing down, he would have siege tech in time. Second factory down for Hwasin, sorry, for Flash in the meantime. But yeah, game 1, Flash, if you guys recall, second expansion going down for Hwasin, so Hwasin going to try to push an economic victory here, putting down 2 quick expansions, and he's going to have a skeleton crew defend his front door in the meantime, a single siege tank, a marine, and a vulture. So Flash is going to have the production advantage shortly here as far as unit counts, because he's going to have that second factory up. Looks like he's also getting a starport down, so he's thinking about drop and that and an armory as well. And that's really going to, I think that's going to be really advantageous for him. Let's see if he decides to go with a vulture drop, or if he's going to maybe go a couple tanks, because really it's going to be hard for Hwasin to defend the entirety of his front, and I don't think he's going to have any real viable air defense. Well, actually, no, I take it back. He's getting an armory down now. We'll see, instead of building tanks, if he decides to build a couple Goliaths to kind of go anti-air, his barracks getting assailed by that marine in the meantime. He might in fact end up losing that barracks. And actually, Flash, what he could also do is he could produce a single Wraith, just to be annoying. We saw actually in the match between, honestly it wouldn't be as advantageous on this map. No, it doesn't look like he's doing so. Getting the control tower down, gonna go drop. And really I think going early drop will be advantageous for him, because yeah, as you can see, Flash sneaking in with that barracks, gonna get that spot off, gonna know that there's that extra expansion up, and that's gonna put the mobility really in Flash's hands. So Hwasin just really needs to hold out, wait for that third economy, that extra economy to kick in, get some extra factories down, and then maybe hopefully equalize things at that point. But Flash momentarily will have basically a dropship, and will be able to kind of float around Hwasin's base. Hwasin in the meantime gonna his barracks pinned to the north. Looks like a couple Goliaths out for Flash as well. Hwasin starting to push back, and it's still, only thing I see for Hwasin is a tank, a marine, and maybe a couple other crews. It looks like he is getting Goliaths. He might be upgrading Charon booster at this point. Honestly, I think that would be very wise. Flash in the meantime getting his third expansion down at the offset 9 o'clock position instead of going for his protected secondary. Interestingly enough, those Goliaths are going to be able to yeah, hunting down that barrack in the corner, and interesting. I like that maneuver on Flash's part, specifically going after, looks like he's loading up a set of 4 Goliaths, going after that barrack, taking it down, because essentially what that's going to do is that's going to force either Hwasin to build a couple factories off time, or not build the factories at all until he gets a second barrack up. He did in fact go 2 factories, and because he's putting down those 2 factories, there's a good chance he's not producing units that he wants to, essentially. So this drop has that much more chance of being effective. A couple tanks and a vulture there camped there. I think Hwasin realizes that what that in fact indicates, that it does in fact indicate there's an expansion at that location. He's only got a single Goliath up, so while he does have a tank force that'll be able to deal with this, and a dropship already in position, actually. SCV looks like it spotted it out. A couple Goliaths being dropped. Looks like some turrets already down in the background. Did see that engineering bay, so he's going to be somewhat protected here, trying to get his barracks down now, because you can see he wants to get those, could only build 2 factories really comfortably, and really wanted to build more because he had those 3 expansions. Barracks floating forward, and it looks like he was going to use the barrack to kind of shield against the dropship, but just caught it a little bit out of position. Third expansion now up for Flash as well. Flash getting the gas. Now he's getting his factories down, his 3rd and 4th factory down as well, and still pumping the dropship, so he's going to have a huge mobility advantage over Hwasin. He already has 3 dropships out and has a 4th coming. Just starting to pump him, and yeah, we'll see if Hwasin can do anything to deal with this. He's just going with a straight tank Goliath force, it looks like. He's going to be able to get dropped all over. And additionally, yeah, and I haven't seen a semblance of a starport for him. And it's going to be hard for him to really take territory, especially at that offset 9 o'clock position. Flash, once again, I really feel like dominate. I feel like Flash is far ahead in this game. He has a mobility advantage. Phew, don't you hate that feeling where you gotta sneeze and you just can't get it out, and you're like, okay, it's out of the way now. Still, Flash, this is what's interesting to me. Flash has an offset 9 o'clock expansion. He can still take his protected secondary if he wanted to, so really a 4th expansion in just waiting for picking, and because he has it to that 4th expansion, that's going to also that's going to be the main defensive front for him, and again, he has more mobility, so he really doesn't. He's in a very good position here. He's completely on the attack, in my opinion. If he would take it, it looks like he's going to wait for Comsat to go up, upgrading. It looks like something in the background, probably Charon booster as well. So sending out with 4 dropships, just wanted to, I guess, make sure he had all the units out. His barrack in the meantime getting attacked. Single marine getting absolutely murdered. Going to spot those dropships off, and that's going to send the dropships home, because Flash really, he wants to try to catch Hwasin out of position. Hwasin, being really intelligent, spreading his troops out. You can see the concern in Hwasin's face. He realizes he's way behind in dropships, and he's just in such a defensive position. He's got to keep his unit. He's in a really bad position here, because even though, well, basically they're dead economic here, he's got a slight advantage, but it's going to be hard to press through. As you can see, that siege advantage. You're going to send an SCV in to, I guess, spot there. He doesn't have any dropships to do any Goliath bombs or tank bombs. Hwasin does have the units to kind of do a Goliath bomb, tank bomb, as you can see right there, unloading right there on that barracks once again. Looks like Hwasin is going in the 6 o'clock position. He's thinking about taking more expansions to the south and just playing a really long-term economic game, but honestly, he has to defend against those dropships, he has to have more units out at a kind of a larger set position. It's just, not to say it's an overwhelming disadvantage, but I definitely think it's a strong enough advantage for Hwasin that I'm really going to give him the game at this point. Not to say that it's definitely over, but as you can see, at full production here, I would not be surprised to see an attack in not too long, and he's just going to start comsatting, and as soon as he sees a hole, he's just going to go for it. And, that was an interesting building to the south of Hwasin's base. Hwasin looks like he's setting up some sort of contain. Flash now starting to take the economic advantage. As you can see, Hwasin has not set down an extra expansion. I'm sorry, Hwasin has his 4th expansion, so he's been up economically a little bit, trying to set out for another expansion right now. I didn't realize that he had that offset 9 o'clock expansion up. I'm sorry, I've been calling the